to run that. Of course, he does whatever he has to do with music. But what's interesting is this last few months, probably the last year. Both Gino and I have spent a lot of times talking about the Lord. And matter of fact, this last 8 months, we discussed a lot about Revelation, and that's the last book in the Bible. They talked about getting raptured. This is when the time when Christ is, his appearance back to earth, and those that loves him will be raptured, taken away, snatched before he arrives. So Gino and I have been talking a lot about this. We were actually going to go to a Bible study about this, and we had many discussions. With Julie at home. Matter of fact, even before I went to Asia about 3 weeks ago, we even had that discussion again. Because God said some of us will never experience death physically. Some of us will be raptured. And of course, he and I, we joke, God, that's the easiest way out, right? So we discussed this for weeks on, and and of course, when I was in Asia with my wife 3 weeks ago, and I heard about this, and I said, wow, this doesn't sound good. And of course, when we got back here, and sure enough, when they told us he's gotten home with God, I said, wow, God, I said, you stinker, you snuck out, you had other plans. So I said, so we were talking about getting raptured, right, in my living room. So I said, God, I can't believe it. It just tells you, but the minute I heard that, I didn't even drop a tear. I actually didn't even cry until right about here, just now. So all you folks, all of you are all crying too, But there's a reason why, and that's because I knew at that instant peace with God. Because you know what? God said to be absent from the body is to be present with God. So I knew, this guy, he went ahead right there before we, he cheated me there a little bit. 'Cause we were actually talking about it. I said, we never know who's going to go first. Now, the funny part is, before we went to Asia 2 weeks ago, this guy, I'm not the kind of guy that likes to sit and watch TV, right? Because I really don't have too much time. But Gino and Julie, they convinced me to watch this series called Walking Dead. I think the zombies, right? So Gino goes, yeah, you gotta see this. I said, brother, how could you even watch this thing, right? So last, so first I had Netflix. I said, well, don't you see it on Netflix? And he said, wow. Man, what's it, episode 13? He goes, it only stops at 13. I said, oh, no sweat. It says, you can go to Voodoo. And Voodoo had the next episode. So I said, but here's the deal, man. Because you got me hooked. So we were sitting for 5 days in a row. I can't believe I'm sitting there. Of course, I work at home. I travel quite a bit. I have the luxury to stay home and work home. I said, it's getting ridiculous. 5 days. I said, I haven't taken a bath. I haven't shaved. I'm sitting there for 5 days. So I said, Gino, of course, once in a while, the stinker would be sitting in front. And he's snoring. I said, hey, I throw a pillow and say, hey, man, why are you going to put me through this? You better wake up. Anyway, we finished episode 13. And then I said, to top it up, I said, I think I called you guys, right? This is a couple of days before we went to Asia. It's only about 3.5 weeks ago. I said, hey, come on down here. We're going to watch, was it this 14th or 16th episode of Voodoo? I said, we're going to stay here. So you know what? We watched everything.
Wow.
So, he said, well, they're still filming. So yeah, so there's something is coming up, right? We decided. So I said, hey, when we come back, I'm going to check it out. So that was the sad part. I said, this guy left. He took off. Now he's going to let us watch the rest of this episode without him in here. But anyway, I'm sure he's going to have a chance to watch it up in heaven. So I just want to let you guys, I want to repeat it, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord.
Amen.
All right? So he's definitely in a much better place than where we are today, I'm sure it is. So that's it.